One of the things that I enjoy about being a child and adolescent therapist is I have also learned to work on myself, because I've realized that I can only help my clients the further the further I've grown, the further I've allowed myself to introspect and address my triggers, address my unmet childhood wounds, heal, all those, wounds that somehow I had masked over the years, and I thought I was okay, whereas I was not okay. Now, as a person who also does a lot of parenting coaching, I realize that some parents do not understand that it is not their children's place to regulate their emotions. This is what I mean. Parenting is one of those experiences that will trigger you like nobody's business, because it will bring to the surface your unhealed wounds, your unmet childhood needs, and it will bring to the surface aspects of yourself that you'd rather not have exposed to the world. That shadow self, that part of you that only you encounter at the end of the day when you're going to bed, after you've removed the facade, you've removed the mask, and you're going to sleep. So parenting, as your children trigger you, parenting will bring all this to the surface. And sometimes as a result, we want to extend this responsibility of processing our emotions or managing our emotions to our children, which is not right. Instead of expecting your children to change their behaviors or to change how they do things, it is up to you to first do some assessment and change how you respond and how you react to your own triggers. Because I want you to understand that your child is not out to get you. I want you to understand that even if they're doing things that you feel like they're trying to spite you, or they're trying to challenge your parenting authority, which sometimes is the case, I'm not negating, but it is not their responsibility to help you manage your triggers and to help you process your emotions. That is putting such a huge responsibility on your child, because they will constantly walk on eggshells. When they realize that something that they do or something that they say will trigger you, they will constantly be on the lookout, and it causes them a lot of anxiety. Now, you can imagine this scenario. If you have a partner who's constantly having outbursts and doesn't know how to manage themselves, doesn't know how to manage the emotions, you know how chaotic that feels, right? Now you can imagine that is an experience between two adults. Imagine now this kind of power play between you and your child, simply because you do not know how to control your emotions, simply because you get easily triggered by what they do and what they say. Like I said, parenting is one of those experiences that brings to the surface aspects of yourself that you need to work on. And in as much as it feels, no, they're doing this out of spite, they're doing this to piss me off. No, they're not doing that to piss you off. They're growing, they're developing, they're trying to make sense of things. And of course, they will test boundaries, they will test limits. I mean, who doesn't know, especially in their preteens and teens? I mean, it's like all they do is want to press buttons. But as the adult, you're supposed to know how you respond. And if you notice you're getting triggered and re-triggered, now it's also time for you to consider therapy, so that you can look at what this child is bringing to the surface, what this child is evoking from you. Now, when you go for therapy, it's also important for you to understand, where is this coming from? Do they remind you of how your caregivers reacted towards you or responded towards you? Most probably reacted towards you, yeah? Do they remind you of the kind of outdated narrative that you formed as a result of the kind of inconsistency that you received from your parents or caregivers? This is your assignment, so that you do not put the responsibility of managing your emotions on your child. You do not have to put your child in such an awkward position that they are constantly on survival mode whenever you're around, because they do not know. At any point, you might react in a certain way. At any point, they may do something that will make you lose your cool. At any point, they will do something that will make you completely, just lose your self-control. Embrace therapy. Embrace talking about your unmet childhood needs. Embrace trying to understand where your triggers are coming from, because your triggers are just communicators or indicators of stuff that you need to work on. Please do not rob your child of their childhood. Do not put your children in a position where they constantly need to, quote unquote, take care of you because you cannot take care of yourself. Remember, we are all learning. We are all evolving. Let me know what you think about this. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.